All right, everyone, it's India versus Pakistan. And when you talk about rivalries in sport, it actually doesn't get bigger and better than this. Um, I've got a very special guest with me, and I thought, how should I introduce her? What I remembered was that 2019 World Cup that we did together in Manchester, Old Trafford, with us respectively wearing our greens and blues and supporting our side. So I've got Ridhima once again with us, joining us on our YouTube. And I know I've been absolutely awful in uploading anything on my YouTube, but I thought it's India Pakistan, so we have to do something. We have to get together. Ridhima, thank you so much for joining. You're looking absolutely lovely as always. And I'm so happy to have you on board for this. And I'm so excited about India Pakistan. I'm sure you're looking forward to it as well.
Z, first of all, the pleasure is all mine. And yes, I think the fondest memory I have in India-Pakistan matches, hosting it together. And guess what? What I've noticed is that we've gone a couple of shades lighter from what we were wearing during the 2019 World Cup. I believe you were wearing a darker green. I was wearing a darker blue. We've gone lighter in our colors, but looking forward to it, excitement. But let me tell you all that, people might lie to you that there are bigger rivalries in this, but there is no bigger rivalry in cricket than India-Pakistan. Nothing comes as close. And you know what makes it even more special is because हम लोग ज़्यादा नहीं मिलते, हम दोनों भी नहीं मिलते ज़्यादा, but in general, India-Pakistan also in ODI don't meet so often. So yeah, that is what makes it so special.
It absolutely makes it really special. But I'm going to ask you, like, what are the key takeaways from this game for you from an Indian perspective? I mean, what are the things that Pakistan need to watch out for?
Why don't we go one by one? I'll tell you five. I'll tell you one, you go one. I'll tell you second, you go second. Okay?
Okay, I'm good with that. So, do you want me to start, or should you go first?
Go for it. You can start. No worries.
Okay, so my first number one key takeaway, or I would say rather something to watch out for from a Pakistan perspective, just if you're an Indian fan, is not just Shaheen Shah Afridi. I know there's so much talk around him, and he is obviously Pakistan's premier fast bowler. यानी अभी देखा जाए तो इस फॉर्मेट में शाहीन शाह अफरीदी से बेहतर न्यू बॉल बॉलर शायद ही कोई आपको नजर आएगा लेफ्ट आर्म. उनके पास पेस है, उनके पास स्किल है, उनके पास स्विंग है. एंड इस फॉर्मेट में ये सारी चीजें मैटर करती हैं. एंड द बिगेस्ट थिंग इज जो उनका वेपन है, it's that ball that's coming in, and that's troubled Indian openers in the past. But वो तो है ही. मेरे लिए actually the bigger threat or somebody who's going to be equally lethal is Naseem Shah. If he's up and running and all guns blazing, if he's in his rhythm, which he has been, by the way, in the last 1 year, he's been Pakistan's biggest star. क्योंकि वो ना सिर्फ बॉलिंग कर लेते हैं, वो बैटिंग भी कर लेते हैं. अभी उन्होंने कुछ मैचेस अफगानिस्तान के खिलाफ बैटिंग से जिताए हैं. He has that ability to hit those monstrous sixes. He's an absolute champion. Like, just in terms of his attitude, he doesn't get fazed by the big stage. And I really feel in terms of his skill, he gets the ball to move just enough. He gets seam off the wicket, and he's accurate and he's quick.
Lovely. This has been actually Pakistan's biggest asset, just like Australia, that your bowlers can bat to. और आपके पास एक तिगड़ी है pace, and your pace is, of course, worldwide known. But I think India के पास, I think we've got three very respected as well as experienced spinners, given that pitch that is there in Palakele. I think India will go ahead with 3 spinners this time. Here's fingers crossed, we don't know. So we've got, of course, Kuldeep Yadav, ever since his return, has been in phenomenal form. And we just saw what he could do against West Indies. So Kuldeep Yadav is in the squad. So I think Kuldeep Yadav will be key on that particular pitch. Along with that, we've got a Ravindra Jadeja. Ravindra Jadeja can bat and can bowl as well. And we all know the kind of man he becomes, especially on the big stage. We saw him, what he did even in the 2019 World Cup. And every time India is in trouble, a certain Sir Jadeja always shows up. So two, of course, along with that, if we play an Akshar Patel, get him in the squad, if we're going with 3 spinners, that will add to our batting depth, along with the fact that we'll have another spinner. So I think if Pakistan comes up with a pace attack, I think spinners, given the Palakele pitch, will be कारगर साबित होंगे आप?
बिल्कुल, और कुलदीप यादव ने तो पहले भी तंग किया हुआ है पाकिस्तान को इन द पास्ट. We've seen him in the 2018 Asia Cup. I remember he performed really well. So definitely in Sri Lankan conditions, Candy, it's always going to be interesting how the spinners are going to be performing on those wickets because support तो मिलता है. अच्छा जी, number 2 पाकिस्तान की
Number two.
perspective. तो let's talk about bowling की तो बात कर ली, पेसर की बात कर ली. Number 2 standout performer. I think everybody is looking at Babar Azam, and of course, again, like Shaheen, Babar Azam carries that Pakistan batting. I mean, you look at his record in this format, and you look at the fact that he just scored a century as well against Nepal, and the fact that he had a great LPL, and the fact that, I mean, he's just a very consistent run machine for Pakistan. So वो तो है ही, given है. But मेरे लिए Imam ul Haq is one player that you need to watch out for. And the reason is he has been sort of the anchor of this Pakistan batting lineup with Babar. तो इनकी आपस में पार्टनरशिप्स और ऊपर फखर जमान के साथ पार्टनरशिप जो होती है इमाम उल हक की एज एन ओपनर, अगर आप देखिए कि एक दफा जब ये शुरू हो जाते हैं तो देन वंस ही गेट्स हिज आई इन, ही इज अ बिट ऑफ अ स्लो स्टार्टर. आई वुडंट से कि ही इज वन ऑफ दोस ओपनर्स दैट इज एन एक्सप्लोसिव ओपनर. वो थोड़ा सा अपना टाइम लेते हैं क्रीज पे, बट एक दफा जब वो शुरू हो जाते हैं तो उसके बाद उनको कंट्रोल करना जरा मुश्किल हो जाता है, बिकॉज ही गोज ऑन टू प्ले दैट लॉन्ग इनिंग्स दैट यू आर लुकिंग एट इन दिस फॉर्मेट. अब ये T20 तो है नहीं, ये वनडे फॉर्मेट है. आपको बड़े रन्स करने हैं एंड यू हैव टू मेक hundreds if you are to win the game for your team. So I would say उनकी running between the wickets उनकी strength है, उनकी this is ability to sort of soak in the pressure. I think that's also a strength of Imam, and he's just been very consistent in this format. He's been doing well against spinners, using his feet against spinners. So I feel कि वो बहुत एक complete batsman है. So that's my number 2 player to watch out for.
Okay, all right. So see, Babar Azam, in fact, I recently also spoke to him and I saw his century in the LPL as well, and I've seen him bat. Of course, he's a force to reckon with, and he's coming off 151 against Nepal, so that's brilliant. But I think that against Pakistan and India, there have been two batters who scored the highest in Asia Cup, and both of them are in the squad this time. It's Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli. And Virat Kohli, I think the way the man can pace his innings, I mean, उसके बारे में हम क्या ही बोले, because everybody is very well aware of that. So also the fact that these two batters enjoy batting against a certain opposition. So this will be a side to watch out for, and it'll be fun to see how our openers, even for that matter, Shubman Gill, Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli, our top order perform against. So it's a very, very strong top order to go ahead with. So Virat Kohli, Rohit Sharma is point number 2 for me.
और वाकई ये दोनों जो है ये बहुत जैसे कहते हैं ना कि इंडिया के एक्सपीरियंस्ड प्लेयर्स हैं. दे हैव बीन पार्ट ऑफ द सिस्टम फॉर अ वेरी लॉन्ग टाइम. एंड कोहली को तो वैसे ही पाकिस्तान बहुत पसंद है. ही लव्स स्कोरिंग अगेंस्ट पाकिस्तान. ही saw what he did in that World Cup, in that T20 World Cup.
T20 World Cup, yeah. So that'll be an interesting rivalry to see actually how Haris Rauf plays against Virat Kohli. I think there's a score to settle there.
हाँ बिल्कुल. लाइक ऑन फील्ड ऑफ द फील्ड तो हमने देख ली थी, विजुअल्स आ रहे हैं, एक दूसरे को झपियां पड़ रही हैं, एक दूसरे दैट कैचिंग अप. But we know once that first ball is bowled, it'll be a completely different atmosphere, and that's India Pakistan for you. So yeah, definitely that. अब मैं आ जाऊंगी नंबर 3. You were talking about हमने पेसर्स की बात की, हमने ओपनर्स की बात की, तो एक जो बहुत जरूरी एलिमेंट होता है जीतने का, that is the presence of an all-rounder. And I feel Shadab Khan is somebody who can play that role. Shadab का फायदा ये है कि वो एक बहुत ही 3-dimensional player है. एक तो उनकी फील्डिंग जो है वो एक्सेप्शनल है, पॉइंट पे फील्ड करते हैं, and he has this ability to take these flying catches and save a lot of runs for the side. दूसरा ये है कि वो मिडिल ओवर्स में स्पिन बॉलिंग कराते हैं. लेग स्पिनर है, गूगली भी है उनके पास. इसके अलावा he's got this ability to bowl within the stumps. तो एक जो आपको accuracy चाहिए होती है वो बहुत जरूरी होती है उनकी तरफ से. And then he can attack as well. And not to forget, he bats at that crucial number, वो जो lower मिडिल ऑर्डर रन्स कभी कभार आपको चाहिए होते हैं, वो 6-7 पे बैट कर लेते हैं. So he has this ability to score runs in the lower middle order, and also he has the ability to take wickets and save you some runs. So I feel कि वो बहुत ही versatile player हैं, and कहीं ना कहीं उनकी contribution जो है वो जरूर आएगी.
Perfect. So आपने ऑलराउंडर की बात की है. I think the X factor for India would be Hardik Pandya. Also because he provides the strength of the middle order to begin with the way he bats. Secondly, he knows how to pace the innings in the end. But the fact that coming to his bowling, and he's taken up the job of opening the innings in T20s, that maths just says that he's confident to be delivering balls. And secondly is because Hardik Pandya, given on a slow pitch, can be very brutal because of his pace variations, the slow bouncers and the cutters that he can bowl. I think that'll be very interesting to see on this particular pitch because I saw the pitch in the Sri Lanka Bangladesh, and ruk ke ball aa raha hai, to maza aayega. So I think Hardik Pandya is going to be very crucial on this pitch.
बिल्कुल आपने सही कहा. और जिस तरह आपने हार्दिक पांड्या का मेंशन किया, हमेशा हमने देखा है कि वो इंडिया के लिए बड़ा एक इम्पोर्टेंट रोल प्ले करते हैं डाउन द ऑर्डर. कभी कभार आखिरी 5 ओवरों में, कभी कभार आखिरी 10 ओवरों में. इन दिस फॉर्मेट यू सी दैट इनिंग्स दैट यू नीड फ्रॉम हार्दिक पांड्या. सो पाकिस्तान के पास भी एक ऐसा प्लेयर आया है, आया तो नहीं है, सिस्टम में बहुत देर से है, लेकिन हम उनको प्यार से कहते हैं चाचा जी, चाचा इफ्ती. He's called चाचा इफ्ती because of the fact कि बड़े वो बुजुर्ग इंसान जिसे कहते हैं समझे जाते हैं. He's the most experienced पाकिस्तानी player that Pakistan has. और मैं बताती हूँ आपको कि उनकी खासियत क्या है. उनकी खासियत है स्पिनर्स को खेलना. सो जहां कुलदीप यादव होंगे, जहां जडेजा होंगे, वहां इफ्तिखार का रोल बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट होगा. बिकॉज इफ्तिखार, अगर आप पाकिस्तान की डोमेस्टिक सिस्टम में भी देखें ना, तो इफ्तिखार has dominated spinners. He's very comfortable against them. He knows how to use his feet. He judges length very quickly. And overall, I would say कि एक जब आप इतना बड़ा मैच खेल रहे होते हो इंडिया पाकिस्तान का, तो एक ऐसा एक्सपीरियंस्ड प्लेयर आपके पास चाहिए होता है who can just sort of absorb the pressure, और वो bother ना हुए by what's happening and the enormity of the occasion जिसे हम कहते हैं. तो नंबर 4 एसेट है पाकिस्तान का इफ्तिखार. सो दैट्स another player that India needs to watch out for.
Okay, अब नंबर 4 की बात हो रही है, तो 2019 वर्ल्ड कप से लेके अब तक इंडिया का नंबर 4 has always been under question कि नंबर 4 पे कौन खेलेगा. So I think India has finally found a brilliant solution in Shreyas Iyer, and the beauty about the batting order now that I see जो कि select हुआ, even the 17-member squad going ahead, hopefully यही squad हम लेके जाएंगे वर्ल्ड कप में भी, इसी में से चूज करेंगे. तो आई फील दैट द बैटिंग इज नॉट ओवर रिलायंट ऑन द टॉप ऑर्डर. तो हमारा मिडिल ऑर्डर इज माय नंबर 4 पॉइंट, इज बिकॉज इट्स वेरी स्ट्रॉन्ग. आपके पास श्रेयस अय्यर है, आपके पास केएल राहुल नहीं है, उनकी जगह आपके पास ईशान किशन है, आपके पास हार्दिक पांड्या है, रविंद्र जडेजा है. सो आई थिंक दिस मिडिल ऑर्डर इज व्हाट प्रोवाइड्स अ सॉलिड बैटिंग डेप्थ, एंड आई एम बैकिंग श्रेयस अय्यर फॉर अ टन.
That's an interesting take because I know कि इस पे बहुत debate चल रही थी कि who should be that number 4. Should we have Kishan in there, or should we have somebody else in there? And I was following all of that. So I hope it works out from an Indian perspective. Now, from a Pakistan perspective, another guy who has done well in the past against India and probably doesn't take that much of a limelight as opposed to some of the other players is Mohammad Rizwan. एक तो Mohammad Rizwan behind the gloves. I'm talking about his keeping now. So जब आप इंडिया पाकिस्तान का मैच जैसा मैच हो, तो आप कैचेस ड्रॉप नहीं कर सकते. You can't afford to be dropping catches. You can't afford to be missing stumpings because you are up against those great players who will capitalize on any opportunity that's given to them. So Rizwan की सबसे बड़ी क्वालिटी जो थोड़ी सी I think highlight नहीं होती is actually his keeping. His keeping has been one of the best in the world in the last few years. We have hardly seen him drop any catches, miss any stumpings, and I think जब crucial matches होते हैं उसमें keeper का role और भी ज़्यादा important हो जाता है. सो जहाँ पे थोड़ी टर्निंग ट्रैक होगा, अगर थोड़े से स्पिनर्स को एड करेंगे तो रिजवान का रोल और भी ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट होगा टू मेक श्योर दैट ही टेक्स दिस कैचेस क्लीनली एंड ऑल ऑफ दैट. सो what I wanted to highlight was, yes, his batting is there. Yes, he will always be a crucial guy in the middle order to provide Pakistan with his batting skills. But I feel कि keeper का role बड़े मैच में बहुत जरूरी होता है. So he is my next person to watch
Point
out.
number 5. Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so point number 5 में मेरे पास एक ऐसा नाम है जो कि देखिए पाकिस्तान जैसा पेस अटैक जो पेस ट्राई है वो नहीं है हमारे पास, लेकिन एक ऐसे पेसर हैं जो कि फुली फिट होकर स्क्वाड में वापस आए हैं. उनका नाम है जसप्रीत बुमराह. नाउ जसप्रीत बुमराह इज डेफिनेटली माय पॉइंट नंबर 5. आल्सो व्हेन इट कम्स टू पेस ही इज क्वाइट द ट्रम्प कार्ड. Very capable of troubling Pakistan's top order. So Jasprit Bumrah, after full fitness, and he recently said that he's very well, fully fit to be bowling 10 overs. Backing that, here is Jasprit Bumrah in the Asia Cup. So I think he'll be my point number 5.
बिल्कुल. बुमराह हैज बीन अभी तो वो इंजरी के बाद आ रहे हैं. उससे पहले जब हमने उनको देखा था इन फुल फॉर्म, he is absolutely lethal with the new ball. And उनकी जो accuracy है, जिस तरह से वो यॉर्कर्स कराते हैं, so I'm sure that Pakistan needs to watch out for him as well. But yeah, I think
also recently in the Ireland, he made his comeback against Ireland right now, right? And it was pretty crucial there as well. So looked like the form is back. Yeah.
The form is back. जो अच्छा फास्ट बॉलर होता है वो फॉर्म कहीं ना कहीं से ढूंढ ही लेता है और उसको मिल ही जाता है. बट एंड में रिधिमा हमने अपने 5 पॉइंट्स तो बता दिए. एंड में तो इट विल बी डाउन टू हु हैंडल्स द प्रेशर बेटर. बिकॉज आई नो कि प्लेयर्स कहते हैं कि जी कोई हाइप नहीं है, नहीं वी आर ऑल ट्रीटिंग इट लाइक अनदर गेम. But I refuse to believe that there are absolutely no butterflies or no sense of emotion going into an India-Pakistan game from either side. I think there is. And I think it's all part of the rivalry as well. Like जिस तरह हम excited हैं, थोड़ी सी nervous energy है, उस तरह players की भी होती है.
Absolutely, Z. I mean, मेरे ख्याल से जितने भी लोग बोलते हैं ना कि it's just another game, यार ये थोड़ा हल्का सा you have to take it with a pinch of salt, is because it's not just another game. It is really not just another game. It is a rivalry, and there have been a lot of rivalries that have been building, and somehow they've turned out to be spicier than India Pakistan lately. Whether it's Pakistan, Afghanistan, even for that matter Sri Lanka, Bangladesh. But like I said, the fact that we meet each other so less. I think in Asia Cup we played 13 matches, 7 India's won, 5 Pakistan's won, there's 1 draw. Also, the last ODI that we played against each other was back in the 2019 World Cup. So we are not meeting each other very often. So this is the time where we get to celebrate, and an ODI is an ODI after all. So yeah, really looking forward to it.
Yeah, absolutely. But we have to just hope that there's no rain. Apparently, मौसम जो है बेहतर हो गया है.
हाँ, मैंने एक्चुअली मैं जतिन सप्रू का एक वीडियो देख रही थी, वही वो बोल रहे थे कि मौसम थोड़ा बेटर है. Also, I've just come back from Palekele, and that pitch, the Palekele pitch is actually quite the spin to win kind of formula. But let's see. Yesterday we saw a score of 100. Day before yesterday we saw a score of 165. But I think even in the pre-game and in the post-game they said it is about a 200, 270 kind of pitch. So what do you think is going to be the score? Given we've got 2 of the biggest batters playing against each other, we've got a Babar Azam, Virat Kohli. Add to that mix, of course, Imam ul Haq. You've got Rohit.
Depending on the conditions, if they remain the way that you're saying they are, जहाँ पे अगर उन्होंने थोड़ा सा turning track बनाया, जहाँ पे लगा कि स्पिनर्स को थोड़ी हेल्प होती है, तो ऑब्वियसली फिर आप वो 350 वाला स्कोर तो नहीं देख रहे, बिकॉज जहां पे टर्निंग ट्रैक होगा वहां पे रन्स थोड़े से कम बनेंगे. तो पाकिस्तान अगर उस तरह का ट्रैक है, इफ दे गेट टू लाइक 280 290, आई एम बैकिंग देयर बॉलिंग टू विन इट फॉर देम. बट अगेन इट रियली डिपेंड्स ऑन किस किस्म की पिच है. अगर बहुत स्लो है एंड इट्स एक्चुअली अ टफ बैटिंग पिच, देन even a lesser score can be a winning score, like a 250 260. It just depends on कि किस किस्म का वो होता है, बट कंडीशंस होती हैं. बट जो मैंने देखा है वर्ल्ड क्रिकेट में आजकल, at that level where you have teams like Pakistan, India, Australia, England, 280 तो करना लाजमी है, बिकॉज अब थोड़ी क्रिकेट भी चेंज हो गई है ना. अब लाइक इट्स नॉट जस्ट कि you're not playing it like a test match. You go for it and you target certain bowlers, and I'm sure India and Pakistan दोनों ऐसा करेंगे. कि एक एक कोई ऐसे बॉलर होंगे जिनको वो टारगेट करेंगे कि हमने वी हैव टू गो आफ्टर हिम बिकॉज अदरवाइज वी वोंट बी एबल टू प्रोग्रेस. So I think it should be interesting, Ridhima, and I'm just hoping that we get a very good game because जो लास्ट एशिया कप हुआ था उसमें बड़े अच्छे 2 मैचेस थे पाकिस्तान और इंडिया के. एक जो वो इंडिया जीता था और एक जो
Yeah.
पाकिस्तान था, मोहम्मद नवाज ने नंबर 3 पे आके बहुत ही बेहतरीन बल्लेबाजी की थी. तो एंड आई थिंक एक जो मैच था उसमें पांड्या ने बहुत अच्छी बैटिंग की थी. सो yeah, it's just about who turns up on the day with that mindset of winning it for their side. It's always going to be like I really enjoy these contests because I feel कि close contests जो होते हैं वो उसमें मजा भी आता है.
So the prediction time, who's winning?
देखो prediction time और दिमाग कह रहा है
क्या बात है.
मेरा दिल और दिमाग, you know, it's always like this conflict between the heart and the brain, but मेरा दिल और मेरा दिमाग कह रहा है पाकिस्तान. but आप बताएं आपकी क्या prediction है?
I think the better team will win. It's just that the team that turns out to be better on this particular day will win. So I guess
बड़ा neutral stance लिया है रिधमा ने. Ridhima is playing the diplomat here. Ridhima is playing the politician here.
देखिए मैं कोट वोट पहन के आई हूँ. I'm like, I'm going to be very very calm about it. It's the calm before the storm. It's the calm before the storm.
फनी बात ये बताऊं कि मैं जब भी ग्रीन पहनती हूँ ना पाकिस्तान हार जाता है. जब भी ग्रीन पहनती हूँ. So
you should have worn blue today.
Yeah, I think I need to do some reverse jinxing. because तो ऐसा जिंक्स चल रहा है मेरा कि मैंने जब ग्रीन पहना है ना पाकिस्तान हार है, और जब मैंने ऐसे ही कैजुअली मैंने कहा चलो देख लेंगे ये वो तो पाकिस्तान जीत जाता है.
एक बात बताओ, वो T20 वर्ल्ड कप में जब आपने हमें 10 विकेट से हराया था तब आपने उस दिन क्या पहना था?
अच्छा मजे की बात ये है कि जब वो T20 वर्ल्ड कप हुआ था, so I was 8 or 9 months pregnant. So I was home, and because I was home, I wasn't really fussed in getting ready or doing any kind of work, and you know I was really struggling and sort of towards the end of my तो मैं तो शायद अपने पजामे और नाइट सूट में बैठी हुई थी और वो मैच एंजॉय कर रही थी. और मैं I was literally saying to my husband, I was like, ये देखा ना मैं नाइट सूट में बैठी हूँ तो आज हम जीत गए. So that's the thing. That is actually the thing. But let's see. All I want to say is that in all honesty, I mean, I know there's patriotism and I know that हम सब अपनी अपनी teams को support करते हैं, but I want to see a good contest, and like you said, you know, whoever wins, we will applaud them, we will acknowledge them, and accept the fact that they've outplayed the other team. So just hoping that we get a great game. And yeah, I'll see you again. Hopefully, I'll see you
very soon. Very soon. Hopefully, during the World Cup, I'll see you in India.
Yeah, if I'm there, if I get there, if I manage to get there, it's a bit of a task right now. Inshallah.
But, Chalo, bye. We'll try and catch up also after the match if you have the time.
No, we'll see. Like if there's time, we can do a short mid. मैं तो इधर ही हूँ. Like I'm not a match के बाद I'll tell you because हमारी एक वो crew और production के साथ sitting है कहीं. But ये है कि mid में तो कुछ ना कुछ कर ही रहेंगे.
Okay, done.
Bye.
Bye. All the best. All the best.